another naturally obsessed look into basketball. If you're new to the channel, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe button, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the video. And as I always like to preface by saying, I am not a basketball expert, just a fan who's naturally obsessed. So yesterday, Flex did an interview on the Rip City Drive. If you have not listened to it yet, I highly encourage you to do so. The link is on his Twitter page. There's no new information about Kevin Durant or Deandre Ayton. But what it is Flex once again, for the 100th time, reiterating information that he has shared and that I have shared ever since the Suns were eliminated from the postseason. Nothing has changed, guys. Kevin Durant wants to be a Phoenix Sun. And according to numerous reports, information that I personally haven't heard, but Flex says he's heard, and you guys already know, for those of you who have been around the channel for a while, I know people. I know some of the people that Flex knows, but I don't know nearly as many people as Flex knows or as high-end type of people that Flex knows. Flex knows some people in some very high places, so it's no shock to me whenever he shares something that I haven't heard before. But a lot of the stuff that he's been talking about, I have heard, and I'm not backing down off of it. Until I hear from the people that I trust, not looking so good, I am going to stand on top of the table and scream, Kevin Durant's coming to the Phoenix Suns. When, not if. And according to what Flex has said, according to what NBA insiders have said, I don't really like quoting NBA insiders because for some of you who don't like what I'm saying, you always refer to, oh, the NBA insiders say the only way they're going to get Kevin Durant is if they trade Devin Booker, blah, blah, blah. You guys have no idea what the hell you're talking about, so just stop. Not only can they not get Devin Booker when Ben Simmons is on the roster, and who's going to take Ben Simmons at this point? I know there were stories about Utah, blah, blah. That's not looking likely. It's looking like Ben Simmons is going to be stuck in Brooklyn. But even if that was the case, there's no way in hell the Phoenix Suns would trade Devin Booker. No chance in hell. And everyone knows that. Everyone knows that. And somehow, the Phoenix Suns are still favored to get Kevin Durant, even with the whole Deandre Ayton thing going on. Some of you are like, oh, I guess Deandre Ayton going to the Pacers kills the KD trade. Well, no, not even close. Just stop. Suns are still favored to get Kevin Durant. And you guys know, if you've been around the channel for a while, you know why I think so highly of Vegas odds. Are they right all the time? No, not even close. But they do their due diligence, because what's the point of Vegas odds? What does Vegas want? They want to take our money. So you bet your asses they're going to do their due diligence to try to make sure that they're right. Favorites to land Kevin Durant, and because of that, on most betting apps right now, the Phoenix Suns are either tied for the best odds to win the Western Conference or are the favorites to win the Western Conference. So, guys, based on all the information we currently do know, a lot of people in some very high places that know a lot of stuff, a lot more than both you and me, seem to think Kevin Durant's going to end up with the Phoenix Suns. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I've argued with some of you time and time again, and guys, I just have no desire to argue stuff that, once again, I know and you may think you know. No disrespect, but I just want to let the situation play out. When I'm right, I'll do my victory lap. And if I'm wrong, hey, I'll pop on here and roast me. Because, guys, after all this, if I'm wrong, I probably had it coming. But that out of the way, nothing's changed as far as that goes. We're in a little bit of a standstill right now simply because the Nets are shooting for the stars. Rightfully so. It's Kevin Durant. But we all know the Timberwolves screwed up the entire market with what they gave up for Rudy Gobert. And there are other teams, sure, that once Deandre Ayton is done and out of the way, that can offer, on paper, much better packages for Kevin Durant. I think even with DeAndre Ayton, the Toronto Raptors probably could offer a better package than the Phoenix Suns could. But all this is going to right now is what it comes down to, where Kevin Durant wants to be. I know so many of you hate it, the fact that we are in a player-driven league and a top 3 to 5 player in the NBA has so much power. But guys, in a player-driven league, the top players get to decide what they want, where they go, what they do. It's just how it is, and it's not changing. Maybe it won't be as severe once we get to the next collective bargaining agreement and they work some of these things out, because the Kyrie Irving situation over the last couple of years is going to really hurt the players as far as talks go. But the power of the players, it's not going anywhere, guys. And I understand some of you feel that the Nets hold this significant amount of leverage because KD has 4 years left on his deal. The Nets hold leverage. I'm not trying to make it sound like KD holds all the leverage at all, but KD holds most of the leverage here. The most significant leverage the Brooklyn Nets have right now is determining how long this whole process plays out. It's just, they have the power on when to ultimately decide to pull the trigger. And Flex brought up another really good point, something that I can attest to because I kind of feel the same way. Most Suns fans are worried about giving up too much of the depth of the team for Kevin Durant. It's a justified fear. I totally agree and relate to what you're feeling. Ultimately, I've been saying it time and time again. Some of you don't like it, and I understand. This is one of those cases where, like I always say, no opinion is the wrong opinion. I know I would do it. I love Mikal Bridges. He's my favorite player on the team, more than Devin Booker, more than Chris Paul. But guys, the way I look at it, I understand Kevin Durant's going to be 34 years old when this season starts, and we're probably going to see a decline within the next 2 years, probably. How much of a decline? I don't know. I've made the argument that getting Kevin Durant with a 4-year contract doesn't scare me, because even though we will see a decline, I question how significant the decline is going to be, because the way he plays basketball, granted, I know there's injury history. Even the way he plays basketball now, he still gets hurt from time to time. But his game ages very gracefully historically. It does. That's why he was able to come back at such a high level from an Achilles injury. His game doesn't rely on pure athleticism. So his shot isn't going anywhere. I don't believe, as much as I love Mikal Bridges, in my opinion, definitive top 5 defensive player in basketball. Without a doubt, the heart and soul of the defense of the Phoenix Suns. But guys, as much as I love the guy, I do not believe at any point in his career is he going to be close to the player, all-around player that Kevin Durant is right now. I know he's young, and I know he's going to keep getting better. But guys, we're never going to look at Mikal Bridges as a top 5, even a top 10, maybe not even a top 15 player ever. I love the guy, and he's a difference maker on this team. But I would trade Mikal Bridges for Kevin Durant if I had to. And I put it that way. After all that, my entire spiel, I put it that way because I know I've said it for the last month and a half. If the Phoenix Suns find themselves in the position to get Kevin Durant, they are going to do everything in their power not to trade Mikal Bridges if it's possible. Keyword, if it's possible. There are some conversations, and Flex reiterated the same thing, that's why I love listening to his interviews and his podcast, because a lot of the stuff, not all the stuff, but a lot of the stuff he's heard, I've heard. And one in particular that made me like smile, like, yeah, like kind of a nervous smile. There are some conversations he has and I have that make me think like, okay, like keeping Mikal Bridges is a real possibility. All right. Then there's others. We might have to trade Mikal Bridges. I'm kind of torn 50-50 right now, guys. And I might make another video this week sometime where I'm like, okay, like I'm confident we're going to keep him. Or, guys, I'm pretty sure we're going to have to. I don't know, guys. It's going back and forth. And that's what the standstill process is going to do. It's going to have us kind of torn back and forth on where we stand and what we're going to have to give up. And the only thing right now, guys, I can say is time is going to tell all. I'm not backing down. As my man knows, I know you're watching, I'm Mr. Double Down. I'm going to stay doubling down on this until I have a legitimate reason to feel otherwise. And I don't. I'm standing on that table and I'm screaming KD to the Phoenix Suns. And as far as Deandre Ayton goes, there's been some information that kind of revealed itself over the last 24 hours. Nothing bad, but apparently what the major holdup in this whole process has been was Malcolm Brogdon. Even though both teams announced the trade on Saturday, it could not be made official until Malcolm Brogdon actually took his physical, which I'm understanding he passed his physical yesterday. Aaron Nesmith is supposedly going to be playing in Summer League today for the Indiana Pacers. Malcolm Brogdon was just introduced today at Boston Celtics press conference with Brad Stevens. So that's all official. I'm still wondering what the timetable could be, because I haven't really heard any pending moves or the Pacers shopping anyone around or anything like that. I had heard Daniel Tice could be moved. I had heard Goga Bitadze could be moved. And the fact that they haven't yet tells me, this is just opinion, guys, but it tells me that we could be very close to a sign and trade. I was saying on Saturday that I thought we'd be hearing something by the end of the day on Sunday, but obviously we know why, because of the physical. Yesterday, Brian Windhorst said that he could see something happening by the end of the day Monday. Obviously, the trade wasn't made official yet, but now that he's passed his physical, now that that cap space is open, we'll see if some more moves happen to open up cap space, but I have a feeling, guys, we're very close on a Deandre Ayton situation. But let me know what you guys think about everything I just said. I know my thoughts were a little all over the place, but there's a lot on my mind right now, guys. Lots of possibilities. I have a couple ideas on timetables of when I think news and rumors will start to heavily surface. But let me know what you guys are thinking. I appreciate you guys so much. Please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button, comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks, guys.